Hello everyone, thank you for joining us for this series of professional learning shorts on teacher tips for family communication. My name is Taya Haller and I'll be guiding you through this video module, Leveraging Your LMS. The overarching goal of this series is to strengthen communication between teachers and families in order to support and enhance student learning. The information and activities in this PL short have been aligned to the CEC and Cedar Center's high leverage practices and New Jersey's professional teaching standards referenced at the end. Because we know that professional learning must be interactive and relevant for it to be meaningful, the objectives of this video module are based on a praxis framework, inviting you into a process of reflecting on your current practices regarding family communication to identify needs, identifying tools embedded in your LMS to streamline communication with families and support their role in their students' learning experience, and determining your next steps in leveraging your LMS to promote effective family communication. There will be moments when we ask you to pause the video in order to engage more fully in this process. With that in mind, you'll get the most out of this PL short if you have the following resources readily on hand to mark up. The Communicating with Families inventory, which you used during the initial reflection in our series preview, and the professional learning guide that corresponds with this video. Feel free to pause the video now to print these resources or open them with the PDF annotation tool. Let's start with reflection. Feel free to use your PL guide as you consider these ideas. How do your families currently engage with your LMS? How do you engage families with your LMS? And lastly, how do you empower families to monitor their child's progress and academic performance? Alternatively, you can add any new thoughts about your current practices regarding your use of LMS to your Communicating with Families inventory Part 1. Feel free to pause this video while you complete one of these reflection exercises. Thank you for your thoughtfulness. As we turn our attention to educational research and information about tech tools, feel free to use your PL guide to jot down any notes. Just as we teach our students to adopt a questioning stance when they approach nonfiction text, we should approach research and information in the same way. Using the big questions proposed by Kylie Beers and Robert E. Probst can help us critically reflect on what's been presented. So we'll provide time for you to consider these questions. What surprised you? What changed, challenged, or confirmed what you already knew or had experienced? You can also jot down any relevant notes on Part 1 of your Communicating with Families inventory under the Possibilities section. Educational research points to distinct roles of families in their children's education. For example, the Flamboyant Foundation identifies 5 essential roles that families play in their children's education. These include communicating high expectations to their children, monitoring their children's performance, supporting their children's learning at home, guiding their children's path, and advocating for their children's needs. In particular, your LMS can support your learners' families in their role of monitoring their children's performance. Next, we'll take a look at LMS tools that can provide families with valuable information in their role of monitoring their child's progress. Up first is Google Classroom and their Guardian Summaries. Guardian Summaries provide families with information about their children's work in Google Classroom, such as any missing assignments, upcoming assignments, and recently posted announcements, assignments, or questions. It does not include notifications that appear on students' stream view, their children's actual classwork, people in their class, or their children's grades. The Guardian Summary is sent weekly via email. If the family members have a Google account, they have the option of receiving it daily instead. Information for all classes with this feature turned on is included in one concise email. So what can you do to help your students' families receive the Guardian Summary? Your school must have a G Suite account for students. If it does, then you can turn Guardian Summaries on for your class and invite guardians to Google Classroom and subscribe via email. Family members must accept the Guardian invitation, which connects their email to their child's Google Classroom account, and choose to subscribe to summary emails. The Classroom Help Center provides guidance on completing these steps, as well as a sample email so that you can see what families would receive. You'll notice the Guardian Summary is organized by missing work, upcoming assignments, and class activity. The email includes information from the student's U.S. history, American literature, and marine biology class, because these teachers have the feature turned on for their students. As a bonus feature, you'll also have the option to directly email all guardians connected with your class. This feature automatically uses the BCC field to protect privacy, and both sent and received emails will go to your Gmail, so there's not an additional place you'll have to check responses in Classroom. This offers an easy way to directly communicate with all of your students' parents at once, at least all the students' parents who have accepted the guardian invitation. Next, we'll take a look at Family Access through Seesaw. Family members with Family Access in Seesaw will get access to their child's journal, comments on their child's post, and any post you as a teacher make available to everyone. They will also have the ability to receive announcements and private messages from you, as well as the ability to respond privately to these announcements or message you directly. They will not be able to review other children's journals or other class users. Family members can choose to be notified via push notifications through the app, SMS messages, or email. So, how can your students' family members get Family Access? First, you must turn on Family Access for your class, and then you can invite family members to join via email, SMS messaging, or QR codes. Seesaw provides QR code PDF invitations in over 10 languages that you can use. Next, a family member would make a family account through the app.seesaw.me website or the Seesaw Family app. Note that this is a different app than what students use to complete their work. Once in their account and connected to your class, they can set their preferences for notifications. The Seesaw Help Center provides guidance on completing these steps, including a video tutorial and directions for inviting families via email, SMS messaging, and QR codes. As a bonus feature, you could also turn on family likes, comments, and sharing. This will enable family members to interact with their child's post and leave comments via text or audio. There are also translation options available for notes, captions, comments, announcements, and messages, if written in a different language than the language of the family member's device. Translation is available in over 55 languages. A final bonus feature is that up to 10 family members can join via Family Access, expanding the child's educational support network. The last LMS feature we'll look at together is the Parent Email Digest through Schoology. Based on settings by teachers and administration, family members will receive information about their child's grades, attendance, overdue assignments, and upcoming assignments in the Parent Email Digest. They can choose to receive the Parent Email Digest daily or weekly. To enable family members to receive the Parent Email Digest, you have to provide them with their Parent Access code, which they then use to sign up for a Schoology account. Once they are set up in Schoology, they will be able to set their preferences for notifications and view all of their child's activities across multiple classes. The Schoology Help Center provides guidance on completing these steps, as well as resources to share with parents to help them get set up. They also include a sample Parent Email Digest so that you can see what families would receive. You'll notice the Parent Email Digest provides a course summary for each class with their child's grade and any attendance notes. Following that is a list of any overdue assignments, upcoming assignments, and recent activity. Bonus features include the ability to email all connected parents at once or individual parents privately. Depending on school privacy settings in Schoology, parents may also be able to email teachers, other parents, or other students. A final bonus feature is that multiple parents or guardians can create Schoology accounts with the same access code, again expanding the child's educational support network. Let's pause here to process this information. As a quick recap, using these LMS tools and others like them provides many benefits in your communication with family members. It pushes information directly to them, empowering family members to monitor their child's performance. They also directly address a couple of the barriers we looked at in our First Things First module. For example, Seesaw has translation features built into their Family Access app, as well as audio options for comments, overcoming the potential barrier of language differences. Leveraging the power of your LMS also speaks to the stress overload for both families and educators. Families are typically able to choose how frequently they want to receive notifications or emails, plus Google Classroom and Schoology consolidate information across multiple classes into one concise email. This relieves family members of being overwhelmed with too many notifications. For you as a teacher, there is some additional time and energy required in the beginning and periodically throughout the year to get family members set up with these features. However, after that, these LMS tools enable you to make the provision of this valuable information automatic, rather than an additional item on your to-do list. When thinking about what you learned about LMS features and their benefits, did anything surprise you? Did anything change or challenge what you already knew or have experienced? Did anything confirm your own experiences and knowledge? Feel free to pause this video as needed to jot down your responses to this information on your PL guide. We'll end by developing a short action plan. First, take another look at the Communicating with Families Inventory Part 2. When considering the role families play in monitoring their children's performance and the ways you may be able to leverage your LMS to empower them in this role, do any new vulnerabilities, strengths, needs, or supports come to mind? Feel free to pause this video to jot down any new thoughts that come to mind when you look back over these questions. Use this page on your PL guide to map out the next steps you may take. As we recommend possible next steps, check off any actions that fit your needs and the needs of your students' families. First, learn more about your LMS and/or grade portal. Many of them, even if not mentioned during this video, include features that invite family members to receive notifications with valuable information that could help them monitor their child's progress. For example, explore the Help Center of your LMS or grade portal for topics relating to family communication. Many of these help centers have guides or video tutorials to support you in this endeavor. You can also help others learn more about these features by sharing what you've learned with your colleagues. The more teachers and family members that use these features, the greater buy-in you will have from your students' learning community as a whole. Another action step is to regularly invite families to set up these LMS features or log into your grade portal. One way to do that is to provide sign-up or login information at regular intervals throughout the school year. For example, have this information and devices available at school events, such as back-to-school night, parent-teacher conferences, award nights, concerts, athletic competitions, etc. Family members can use the provided device to set up their accounts in real time with the support they may need. You can also set periodic reminders to send emails, make phone calls, or mail physical invitations. A 2019 study found that simple nudges coupled with account information, such as sending mailers with a follow-up phone call, increased usage of parent portals and modestly improved student achievement. This was true for both the targeted group of families as well as a spillover group, indicating that families shared the information with others in their community. Setting up the reminders now with all the information you'll need, such as an email template, phone script, or physical invitation, will save you time and energy later while still promoting positive communication with family members. If you sense internal resistance to sending out follow-up reminders after the initial information was provided, this is a good time to examine potential biases or assumptions about your learners' families, why they didn't attend such events or respond to the information by setting up accounts, and why you think it's worth your time to extend additional invitations or not. We talk more about this in our First Things First module, which I encourage you to check out. A third action step may be to provide support for families who are new to using these LMS features. Many LMSs have created video tutorials, online guides, or downloadable PDFs for families. Sharing these with your students' families will likely increase their ability to access these features. You could also create your own screencast showing the different features of your LMS, explaining their connection to your class, and giving ideas for how families can use that information to support their child's education. A final action step is to provide grades and feedback in a timely manner. These promotes a cycle of positive reinforcement based on the supply and demand for information. Research shows that parents may check grades more frequently if they are updated more frequently. Furthermore, both usage of parent portals and impact on student achievements were larger in schools where teachers updated information in the system regularly. It may be helpful to block off designated times for grading assignments, recording grades, and providing feedback. You could choose specific days of the week or times of the day to do this. Batching tasks is commonly recommended for increased productivity and time management. You could also set a reminder to go off at these times, which may help you push against all the other items on your to-do list vying for attention. Based on your inventory of vulnerabilities and needs, along with our recommendations, what are your next steps? What is one thing you can do to leverage the features of your LMS to support your students' families in their role of monitoring their children's progress? Be as specific as you can so that you have a clear, concrete plan in place. Include who in your professional learning community may be able to support you in this plan. You can also jot down the action steps you hope to take moving forward on your Communicating with Families Inventory Part 1. Feel free to pause the video if needed to think about and write down your next steps. Thank you for joining us. Keep the Communicating with Families Inventory on hand for the next PL short in this series. If this is the last video you'll be watching in the series, please share your thoughts with us. Look for the Give Feedback icon under this PL short on the LRC-South website.